session.
Yes.
I will just share my screen with you.
Today is 7th, right? The vitality of
Yes. So let me just, where can I find share? Just a minute.
तो वो फोन होल्डर आएगा ना
you have participants, chat, reactions, and all. No, there it is share.
No, it's not there. That's why I'm not able to see it. Just a minute. There is audio, there is video, participants, chat, react, more, and end. I don't know where has it gone. Oh, I found it.
Like it says only host can share.
Yeah. Okay. So we will start with this one. Yeah. You can all see it. Did you go through the slides?
Yes, went through. It's still loading.
Okay. You cannot see it?
Not yet.
into the slides.
Okay.
It's all about elimination.
Elimination
Yes.
and vital economy.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Okay. Have you gone through it or you want me to go through it once again?
I have gone
It would
through
be
it.
better if you go through it once again, no? So
Yeah, we can
we can discuss that. Yeah.
slide by slide we can
The key
discuss.
ideas here is that the body has its natural rhythms, energy rhythms, right? Respecting when do it works for elimination, when does it work for digestion, assimilation cycles, and that supports the health. So efficient elimination preserves the body's energy by preventing.
Its screen is not seen, Rachna ji.
You're not able to see my screen?
No, the thing
Wait,
you are uploading. It still says loading.
paused. Okay. Let it happen. I'm trying it. Put it.
Okay, sure.
So see, as we know that life cannot simultaneously carry out all the functions adequately more than one great activity. So the life cannot digest a substantial meal and eliminate foreign matter at the same time. It will be either elimination or digestion, right? So life begins the work of elimination only after the stomach is emptied and the main part of the digestion is over. So only then elimination begins. It is not that you have eaten and then you can immediately eliminate. No, the major part of digestion will be completed. After that, elimination will begin. It is not happening. I'll just keep trying this. Your screen sharing is, wait.
The earlier thing was there, no? That was open.
Wait. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. So now you can see it, right?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see it. Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes, we can.
So, yeah. Just a minute. The work of elimination is, Guruji always said, it is the most important for health. More than digestion, it is elimination which is important. If you see the parallel of it, you will understand it better if I ask you not to exhale. The amount of discomfort you will feel if you're not able to exhale is the same thing if you're not able to eliminate. So exhalation is more important than even inhalation. Unless you have exhaled, you cannot inhale. So similarly, unless you have eliminated completely, you should not take in the food, right? So it is, if the digestive uh, work is heavy and takes too long, elimination is postponed and the foreign matter accumulates and encumbrances are formed. So by effective elimination, the bodily lightness is maintained. That is the abundance of vitality. You must have all felt it, especially Pradnya, when you're talking about it, like after 3 days of fasting, you must have felt that lightness, right? So,
When you continue fasting on longer period, no?
mhm.
The third day onwards, so that hunger is not there.
Yes, there is no hunger. True.
Ah.
Totally agree with you. So there are various eliminations in the body. If you look at this, see, first is the intestinal, that is the alimentary canal, the colon, rectum, anus. These are the parts of the that expels the solid wastes composed of indigestive food, residue bacteria, bile pigments, and dead cells. Then comes the renal, that is urinary. And for that, we have kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra, which filters the bloods to remove all the nitrogenous wastes like urea, uric acid, creatinine, then excess salts, and even water. They all are removed from the body. Then comes pulmonary, that is respiratory. Lungs and your respiratory tracts expel carbon dioxide, water vapor, and certain volatile waste products through exhalation. You must have realized that if you cover your head for a long time and you are breathing in, so that stale air can be very, very suffocating. So then, when you are in the open air, you really don't know what you are exhaling and how, if it is inhaled, how it would feel. But when in a closed environment where there are too many people, there is no ventilation, suddenly when you walk in, it can be really suffocating. So that tells you like what you are exhaling is more than just carbon dioxide and water vapor, but there are so many other waste products that the body is throwing out through exhalation. And then we also have the skin. Skin is the biggest excretory organ because if you see the volume wise, it is the largest organ that we have, right? So here we have our sweat glands, we have the sebaceous glands, which removes water, salts, urea, and toxins through sweat and sebum. Now, inside in the body, if you see that we have these filtration parts in the body, organs, which is liver. It is called a hepatic, where liver and the biliary, that is liver and gallbladder both. Gallbladder stores the bile and liver produces it. Besides that, it detoxifies the chemicals, breaks down all the old blood cells, produces bile to carry wastes into the intestine. Then we have another system called lymphatic elimination. We have lymphatic nodes all over the body, which do the cellular cleansing. And they drain the cellular waste and transport it to the bloodstream for elimination via kidneys or through skin. So, besides this, we also have secondary eliminatory pathways, which include your urinary or uterine, nasal, ocular, oral, all these things, they are constantly throwing things out. You know it, it is happening. There is an elimination happening through all these openings. Then there are minor 6 eliminatory pathways, which include mucous membranes, which are there in your throat, in your mouth, in your bronchi, in the urinary tract, and your genitals. Then salivary glands, tongue, there is a coatings that happens if there are more toxins in the body. Then hair and your scalp, nails, and then any kind of emissionaries, like because when you have eruptions, in the on the skin, any minor skin and glandular outlets like sebaceous glands, when they call it a different thing at the base of the body hair, that the follicle, you get inflammation there because the body is trying to throw out. So all these inflammatory discharges like abscess and eruptions, they all collect in these parts, but the body here is all trying to detoxify. These are the natural ways how body detoxifies. So when is the problem arises? When does the problem arise? When there are hindrances. When you are not able to throw out all the wastes through these natural pathways. So what causes these hindrances? Now let's see for the each one. For intestinal elimination, we all know in Diwali what you did, and if you ate imbalanced food, overeating, low fiber food, or insufficient water intake, sedentary life, or even habits like suppression of emotions can cause constipation. And or even auto intoxication, because constipation leads to auto intoxication because the waste remains in the gut for a longer time and it is again reabsorbed into the bloodstream, all the toxins. So there has to be a flow in the body for everything, whether it is what you are eating and how it is going out. Anything stops somewhere, it will lead to toxemia, right? So then
So
comes
this auto intoxication is toxemia, is it?
no, auto
Meaning of it?
intoxication is that no, toxemia is that your toxins are increasing in the body. Toxins are increasing in the body is called.
Without elimination.
It can be any reason. Yeah, elimination from all the non-natural passages that we have just discussed.
Or maybe the high intake of medicines or
Yeah, what?
chemically highly
Yeah, whether
processed
it's
and
not
chemical food.
eliminated or what you have taken in. So whatever can be the cause can
Mm.
lead to toxemia.
So, like I was trying to understand the word toxemia
Yeah.
was.
Okay. Then renal elimination, high salt, protein in the food, then inadequate hydration, too much stimulants, coffee, tea, alcohol, even smoking, can retention of metabolic waste due to poor circulation or other toxicities. So they all, lead to kidney strain, poor functioning, and water retention, increased nitrogenous wastes. And then after renal, we have pulmonary, as I was talking about, the shallow breathing, or even having a poor posture or a gait, habits like mouth breathing, lack of exercises. So, here, when there is an incomplete removal of carbon dioxide, the low oxygen supply, and you will feel fatigue there, you'll feel a congestion in the body. So these all are the basically hindrances. Then comes to the skin.
Rachna, so even the cholesterol accumulation is toxic.
Yeah,
Okay,
of
so
low,
that is only through exercise and diet can be
wrong food.
controlled,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So,
Everything.
like, suppose they have wrong food,
Yes.
and even though they correct it, but the accumulated cholesterol will still be there, right? Even if they have corrected
No,
the
certain food.
diet,
See,
like
exercise.
fatty liver, they all are having, and this visceral fat.
See, exercise is must. Movement
Mm,
of the body is most important.
mm,
So it is not something that can be compromised.
correct.
Body is meant for movement. So
Mm,
there has to be a movement for proper functioning of all the organs.
mm. So this cholesterol is eliminated through exercise, I got to know. So is that the burning of the fat
No, it is
because
not,
of
but
that?
no,
It
no,
will reduce? How
Oh,
does the cholesterol reduce then?
see, first of
In
all,
what way?
you are eating the right things.
Hmm.
You are eating the right foods that will dissolve the deposited cholesterol.
Okay.
And second is by movement, it is thrown out of the body.
Like it converts into something else and comes out of the body?
Yeah, it
Like I
dissolves.
just wanted to know
So,
the
yeah,
process of elimination.
yeah, it dissolves and then it is thrown out of the body.
Okay.
Okay. Then cutaneous elimination. Uh, we all know all the chemicals that we use, clothes, the kind of clothes that we wear. And if we have a poor hygiene, there's a lack of movement also, or that is also obstructs the movement of sweat, right? The cutaneous elimination does not happen. So, and that will lead to so many things like your temperature regulation is disturbed. There'll be
Includes what we supposed to ideally have cotton and this what we
any
say.
any natural fiber which is porous through which air can pass through easily and it is comfortable on the skin is good, right? And the clothes should be loose enough, ventilated, not too much skin tight of clothes. Should not wear those kind of clothes, preferably, because the body is not able to even breathe through skin. We breathe through skin.
Yeah, I think so. The material also, like once you're used to natural material,
You just
then
can.
you switch to once in a way, even to silk also, it's very
Yes.
uneasy.
Yes.
Even though silk is natural,
No,
uh,
but again, it is
processed
violence that we get that material.
vibration, is it? Yeah, yeah, of course, it's violence.
So it is better to use only cotton or
Hmm.
jute or these kind of things, banana fiber, bamboo.
Linen,
Nowadays, they are making all these materials, using all these
yes.
materials, which are good.
I think so. Best is cotton because that's less processed
Hmm.
compared to even bamboo is highly
Highly
processed.
processed. True,
Banana fiber also, it's
Mm.
highly bleached and processed.
True, 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 true. Then comes the liver. So how does we overwork the liver? By overeating.
I think so. The slides have to be changed.
I've changed it.
We are in intestinal elimination.
Oh, but I've been changing it.
I
Okay.
don't know.
So it is again paused.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. Anyway, you're
No,
going
no,
through,
no.
no?
Wait. I'll do it again. I don't know why it is not happening. Wait. No. Why it is not changing? Wait.
So, I have noticed people who use a lot of perfumes, deodorants, and all, their underarms is darkened.
Yes.
So, I have heard like my friends sharing with me that their bikini place also, the groin place also is dark. So, but they are not using deodorants over there. It's only underarm. So, is it because of the body heat temperature, or is it because of the chemicals, or not air circulation,
Yeah. Not air
dampness,
circulation. Not no air circulation. No sunshine reaching there. And
wearing
under
tight
covered
clothes?
and most of the undergarments have lot of synthetic material fabric in it. So
Wow.
all these things cause the skin to darken. It is
That's what
not
I also told her this point, like, don't wear leggies because she wears a lot of leggies, lot of times. Almost
Mm,
every day she's in leggy. Leggies, that tight pants,
yeah.
the
The thing is, the hosiery material which is used, the weave of that is very dense.
mm,
The cloth fabric that we use, which is woven in a different way, it is more porous. So it allows
yes,
the skin breathing.
yeah. And also we should wear loose clothes.
Yes.
And I also
And preferably you should
recommended
avoid,
her pranayama.
and at night you should avoid wearing any tight undergarments.
Mm,
You should allow it to be, and in the daytime also, at least for some time, allow sunshine to in your
yeah.
private parts. It's very necessary to keep a good.
What's your opinion about linen materials?
Sorry,
What's your opinion about linen?
linen. I still
Yeah.
prefer cotton.
Okay, because that has, I think, highest this frequency as well, and it's quite costly as well.
See, I'm not talking about cost. Let's look at least processed. Let's look at easy to wear, easy to maintain. If you look at this thing, sustainability should also be the underlining factor in
Yes.
whatever you do, whether it is food, it's clothes, or your actions. It should be sustainable, right? So we have to see that. So you can try. There's always a personal preferences. You can see and feel the difference, and maybe you can tell us which one do you feel and what difference do you feel in different fabrics.
Because I'm using linen nowadays a little bit, but these are more
Mm-hmm.
airy cloths. So
Yeah,
the ventilation is very good in that cloths.
good. That's
Comfort is
nice.
very good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Then you can use linen. Absolutely. Okay. So, yeah. Are you able to see me change now the slides?
Yes.
Okay.
Lymphatic elimination.
Yes. So, any
So
sedentary
this dark underarm is also related, could be related to the lymphatic.
lymphatic elimination, because this is basically cellular elimination.
Mm,
So, sedentary lifestyle, see, when that the parts which has got lowest movement also, right?
yes.
So that also makes a difference. And if you're wearing tight clothing, you're not hydrating yourself, and how's your posture?
Mm,
Whether you are eating a cleansing food, more of cleansing food, or you are having foods which are difficult to digest. So all these things will lead to these kind of problems and hindrances to elimination. So swollen tissues, cellular congestions, or poor immune response. The body is not able to deal with it, right? So all these things will
Winter season we use this woolen material. So is it good?
see, to protect yourself. Definitely, you use woolen, but nowadays there are very few actual wool being made. Most of them are synthetic fibers.
Mm.
So we have to,
Base part we can use the cotton, and on top of it we can use that, right?
yeah, you can use whatever you feel comfortable, Pradnya. But what I'm saying is that basically you should allow the body, the skin to breathe. You will know if you are wearing something synthetic, you feel congested, you feel suffocating. So listen to your body, and then that your body will lead you to make the right choices. It is not that we are here to telling you that use this, do not use this. We want you to be more aware and connect with your own body and listen to your body and see. As you said, with linen, you feel your body is able to breathe better. Similar,
Yeah.
Similarly, you can also see with other fabrics, right? But see, you wear any woolen clothes only when you're going out. When you're inside in a warmer place, you don't have to wear it all the time, right?
Yes, of course.
So, and we also talk about, I don't know, you have not done other courses. That is why I think your questions come in this way. Because in air cure, there's something called air bath.
Mhm.
So there are three types of baths which we say are very necessary for skin health. One is with the water, cold water. Then we have sunbathing, and then we have air bath. So all these things are very necessary for skin health. Yeah, Padmashri, you want to say something?
Yeah. Like this is regarding this air bath, I was just thinking of it yesterday also. I thought, okay, when I meet in the class, I will tell you. So I sit in my dining table in such a place where I get a cross ventilation. So
Mhm.
nowadays, because of the rain last 10 days in Bangalore, frequent rain, so I get a chill breeze in that cross section. I sit in my dining. So both the balconies, the window, everything. So I feel that chillness, sometimes in my spinal cord. Then I'll think, oh, I should shut all the doors. Then I'll remember, oh, we should get that air bath. Let me experience this. It's okay even if I feel cold.
Yeah,
So I always remember when I now get this too much air in the house, cross
yeah,
ventilation.
true.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. When now you raise the topic of air bath for her, no?
yeah.
Nice, nice.
So there are other four secondary, four self-cleansing and supplementary six elementary pathways. As we talked about, that is your vaginal or uterine opening, or your nasal, ocular, oral. So all these things are cleansing itself on its own. Your mucus linings, everything, your mouth, your tongue, right? Your nails. So they support the primary elimination, and when they are hindered, which can be through, again, both lifestyle and wrong choices of food, it can create accumulations and leading to crisis. I remember there was a time when my one of the ear was blocked. I had no reason why it was blocked, but it would constantly get blocked. And as understood, I will not go to the doctor. So I kept trying things that why it's not able to open. But somehow, I don't know, when I stopped thinking about it, it just opened one day. And I mean, I, in retrospect, now I think I must have done something right. That there was a problem. I just remember that there was a problem of my ear blockage, but now it's not there. So even I forgot how it got okay and got cured on its own. So we just have to make sure there's a good movement, breathing, running. All these things are very important. That 15 minutes of run really helps you to cleanse the body and make all the organs function properly and eliminate properly at the cellular level. So to ensure proper elimination, what do we need to do? As said, first, we all know whatever you are making a choices in taking the right kind of food, make sure you're having positive foods, which has got four things. And that is, can you repeat it? Can you tell what are the four parameters for positive food?
Adequate water,
It should have light,
live,
water,
water, fiber,
fiber, and it should be wholesome.
also.
Okay. And then fasting, as you know, is the best way to help the body detoxify and eliminate through proper channels.
Yes.
Adequate water. Water is the means for everything, whether it's for cleansing, for absorption of nourishment, right? So we need water. Water plays a major role. So the source of water that you're using becomes more important. Sunlight, the best detoxifier, right? And following the natural rhythms of the cycle, sleep cycle, and rest is very important for detoxification. Your liver works when you are resting. The digestion, the final digestion takes place when you are resting, right? So rest is the, as we also give it the name for the ether, because your mind is shut, your body is at calm. So you are feasting on ether. So you're giving yourself space. And we know subtler the element, higher is its potency. Then non-violent pranayam, very important. So pranayam actually helps you detoxify not only at the bodily level, but also at the mental level. So it is very, very important. Physical activity, as I said, movement is important. Then care for the skin, keeping it breathable, whether it's by avoiding any application, chemical application, or wearing loose clothes. So you can keep your skin breathable. And emotional balance is very important. A person who is stressed or with any negative emotions, you will find that their sweat also has a very typical smell. A person who is not happy or is troubled or is diseased will have a different smell for the sweat, which may not be very pleasant. Sugandhim pushti vardhanam, we say. What is the meaning here? Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim
Good
pushti vardhanam.
fragrance is the significance of good health.
Yes.
Like I think so, animals have that scent because of the identity kind of thing. So human also, like, we have different scents, but we mask it
Yes.
with all the other things. I think so. We have lost that subtlety,
In fact,
presence of consciousness to
you know,
observe.
yeah. So I'll tell you a very interesting fact that honeybees can sense that if you are whether you are in which mode, sympathetic or parasympathetic. So if you
Okay.
are on sympathetic mode, they will sting you because you are in fight and flight, you will attack. So you are a enemy for them. But if you are dealing in a parasympathetic mode, you're calm, they will not sting you.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes. So they can sense that what is your mental state by smell. So our emotions come in that bodily smell, in the sweat, because what kind of hormones are we releasing in the body? So all these things has got a emotional balance is very important for good elimination. And
Mm.
hygienic habits, of course.
I think so. We ourselves will get to know, like, some days, kind of, we would have had a different kind of food,
Mhm.
like a sour food, a pungent food. The next day, our body odor will be different.
That's true.
Our
So
breath itself is different early morning.
yes, yes, absolutely. So
Even dogs also bite, I think, because of some reason then.
yes, yeah.
They
All the
bite you.
animals for that matter, all the animals, they will attack you because you are scared.
They can sense it.
Yes, all the animals, because there's so many. See, I also go on the road. Most of the dogs, they don't even bark at me in that way. They all come wagging their tails, though I'm not calling them, but they can sense your mental state, and they
Mm.
know whom they have to be stay away from or whom they have to attack. Attacking is the best way of defense for them, right? So better elimination actually helps in, just a minute, huh? I remove this. The vitality is preserved and the flow of life energy happens. So it prevents auto intoxication, that is reabsorbing of the toxins if they remain in the body and not eliminated. Less energy is spent on cleansing or dealing with disease crisis, right? It enhances the organ efficiency, maintains and homeostasis at all systems are working in balance and even promotes mental and emotional balance. See, body can do either survive or grow. It
Mm.
cannot do both. So it is your choice in which mode you want to keep your body, constantly in survival mode or in growth mode. So
So this auto intoxication, in which part of the body it happens? Which organs? Is it
you tell
because
me,
it would have gone to the large
that-
intestine?
yeah, large intestine where the water is constantly absorbed.
Yeah,
Along with the water, even the other juices, it is not pure water which is absorbed.
yeah. So it will absorb back into the small intestine.
Not back into the bloodstream.
Okay, from there also it goes to the bloodstream, is it?
Yes.
I was thinking small intestine used to do all this
No, no,
absorbing of vitamins and
no,
everything.
no, no, no. Okay.
Okay,
So it is absorbed again. Hmm? So,
very important to eliminate 40.
yes, yes. Most important work.
Yeah.
Begin your day with. So,
Ideally, it should
uh,
be
also
twice a day.
it's your mental state. If you have not cleansed properly, it'll change your mental state.
Yes, yes.
Rachna ji, ideally, it should be twice a day then.
No,
This 40
no,
elimination.
no. Twice a day is enough. If you're eating twice a day, so
Yes, yes.
so elimination also once or twice is okay. So it depends, some
At least once has to be done properly.
once, of course,
Yeah.
but
If it's not come once, then you have to kind of stop eating and
yes, allow it
concentrate.
to first cleanse it and only then take it. So you should take food only once your both stomach is empty and your bowels are empty,
Hmm.
right? So that is important. Just a minute. So now we come to the shlokas from Swadhin Swasthya Mahavidya. So पाचने सति संपूर्णे रिक्ते अप्यामाशये सति प्राण आरभते कर्तुम मलिनसारणम धृतम. That is, when digestion is finished and the stomach is empty, thereafter life begins the elimination of filth in the right earnest. So elimination will start only when the digestion has completed. Digestion is completed. So it is not parallelly going on. One work of digestion completed, then you start the elimination with full flow.
And also, I remembered in the camp, one of the participant asked Guruji, I like after 4 5 days of the camp, that my elimination is reduced. So Guruji was saying uh, that means whatever you're taking is nutritious, it is
Yes,
absorbed, and whatever
yes,
little bit is not okay, it is coming out.
yes,
So don't
yes.
go by the quantity, just
Mm,
go like you're eliminating it and
mm,
what you're eating.
yes, true. So if you eat more uh, food which is not positive food, obviously
Mm,
you will be eliminating it. The body will throw it out, more of it, right?
mm,
The body attains its maximum lightness only by the through elimination of the filth. Thereafter
yes,
arises the ability to do work, right? You
true.
cannot work if your body is not able to throw properly. You'll constantly feel that heaviness, right? But hunger attains keenness by moderate work.
What diarrhea indicates?
Diarrhea, in what it does it indicate? What do you think it indicates, Pradnya? You tell me.
That means digestion is not proper.
That shows that you have not eaten the right thing. Body is throwing it out. We have made a wrong choice in eating the wrong food.
Okay. Even in, I think, in situations of fear, also people get diarrhea, like loose motions,
In the
fear, or stress,
what?
fear or stress
Stress.
emotions.
Emotional, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has got direct effect on your gut. So, see, to build a good hunger, we need to work our body. You cannot just be lazy, lying down the whole day and just eat and sleep and then get up and eat and sleep. Right? So we need to work. As I said, body is meant to work.
What about that people who have a habit of even doctors also in multiple theories they suggest frequent meals but small meals for insulin
What do
resistance.
you think about it, Pratna? You tell me. You tell.
I feel it's going to harm more
Yes.
because see, the digestion is not completed and again you are putting and again you are putting that creates a
Yeah.
chaos.
Yes. We need to space our meals
Yes.
because unless you have digested the previous food, don't eat fresh food without hunger. Don't look at the clock and eat it.
No, not looking at the clock. I mean, these kind of theories are also going on in the market, no?
There's a
So,
lot of things going on, Pradnya. We have to
yeah,
focus on what we feel is correct and what we have experienced, how it works with our body, and which gives us the maximum energy, right?
that's completely a wrong, I mean, advice actually.
Yes. See, if the body gets tired due to too much of work, and wise will always wait. They will rest till the body regains the power to work, right? So, resting is very important. Therefore, the wise follower must do work until keen hunger appears, and thereafter he must refrain from work. Did you understand?
Yes, Rachna.
Okay.
After food, we are not supposed to have a hard work.
No. See, for everything, just like you, there is see, a balanced. What is that shloka from the third? No, is it the third chapter of Gita or it is the third chapter, I think? Yeah, where we say moderation is the key word. Yukta vihar, yukta ahar viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Right? It says moderation, whether it is your food, it is your entertainment, your work, whatever you do, or sleep. Do it in moderation. Anything which is beyond a certain limits becomes toxic. Even good food, if eaten too much, becomes toxic. Work is good, too much will be harmful. Now,
True.
so whatever you are doing, do it in moderation.
In Marathi, we say ati tirte mati.
Correct. So, what are the two keen marks for hunger? What are the marks for keen hunger? One is abundance of vital power. And second, the liking for the sattvic food. Then you know that you've got keen hunger. Right? You should feel energetic. You should not feel weak. If you're feeling weak, you need rest. You don't need food. Remember that. To receive food, you need to feel energetic. Appetite for rajasic and tamasic can arise without hunger, right? So you look at all those spicy things, that's chaat and all those things, and you can eat it anytime without hunger, but not for the sattvic food. It comes only with a real hunger that you can eat the sattvic food. If people say, no, I don't want to eat this, I want to only eat this, that means there is no hunger, right? If you're hungry, you should be able to eat your normal bland foods without spices. So one should eat only after noticing the emptiness of both stomach and the bowels, and of the feeling of keen hunger. When both of these are empty, only then the keen hunger will arise. But as Pradnya said,
Even during stress, we should not eat, right?
never. Ashok bhuk, remember?
Mm,
There are 4 types of bhuk he's to talk about. Mit
yes,
bhuk, rit bhuk, mit bhuk, rit bhuk, ashok bhuk, and there was one more. So,
very difficult to remember the Hindi. Hit book.
hit bhuk, that is favorable, beneficial food. Mit, small quantity. Rit, which is rightly procured. And
Seasonal.
ashok bhuk, when you are not in grieving.
Mm.
So,
Ashok means grieving, is it?
shok,
Ah,
not
Ashok.
shok is grieving, or shok when you're not grieving.
Ashok is not grieving. Ashok. Okay.
है ना? So when you're happy, only then receive the food. You are
Yes.
energetic, then receive the food. Okay. So keen hunger does not arise before the emptying of the bowls. Hence, one should abstain from eating till that happens. You know, I have seen nowadays parents, the moment the child gets up, they start feeding the child without even giving them an opportunity to eliminate. So elimination is happening anytime in the day, but they are scheduled, properly timetabled their food intake.
Without even allowing them to stretch or get up from the bed also.
Yes,
They just have it ready.
right. Allow the child to ask.
Cry.
Don't give them if they're not asking for food. It should come from the child.
Yeah.
We don't even allow them to relate, to listen to the body's communication of hunger.
Yes.
So those that eat too soon before passing stools carry inside their bodies the stools accumulated over 3 or 4 days, which destroy health. I have known these cases of children with constant respiratory problems. Now, people will never relate this to your digestive system. They will say, no, it is this infection, that infection, it is this city, that city, pollen happening, this happening, that happening. But nobody understand it is the wrong lifestyle, wrong choices of foods that you are giving to the child. You're not allowing elimination on time from the natural passages. That is causing all the problems in different parts. It may come as it from different parts, different organs malfunctions may be it will be shown as different diseases, but the cause is the same. There is no proper elimination. There's toxins in the body which needs to be detoxified, right? So it is usually seen that people who have bad health have the bad habit of eating without hunger and they develop more diseases. Simple. Gases that arise from the stools, they pervade the whole body and hence arise abnormal heat of the belly and of the brain. As I said, if you don't eliminate, your mind also does not work properly. Your mental state changes. You're bereft of creativity and great ideas because the whole internal environment is different. It's a toxic environment. The body is in a survival mode. It cannot create. It does not feel safe. It is constantly surviving from a toxic environment inside. And as you know, when we talk about indicators of health, that is the first thing that we talk about, equal distribution of heat. So if you feel any imbalanced heat in the body, that is because there are the fumes of the fermentation of the toxins, the undigested food, which is moving all over the body and giving you an unequal or the too much of heat on the belly, on your hands or your feet or whatever. There's an imbalance of distribution of heat in the body. So when the body has become light, life does the work of eliminating the filth. Hence,
Some people has that issue of sweating on palms only while eating, or sweating on forehead while eating. Perfect. I mean, during eating period only.
Mhm.
So is it because of the heat issue? That means the filth is there.
See, definitely there is an imbalance in the body. Just start doing the right things, everything. Movement, that is exercising, air bath, sun bath, water bath, detoxify, positive foods. Everything should be fine. As I said, it might manifest differently in different bodies.
Hmm.
Cause is the same. So each body will manifest that toxicity in a different way, what you are predisposed to according to your DNA and also to your lifestyle.
Hmm.
But you must see, it's very necessary. Some people say, no, 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 I'm not able to pass the stools. So you have to give your time for the body to be processed. That also takes time. If you have eaten very late at night, how do you expect to pass the stools early in the morning? You need to eat early, give time to the body to allow it to process and then throw it out, eliminate it. Right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
also, I've heard about like one of the this practitioner only, but not our nature cure.
Yeah.
He practiced natural uh, kind of lifestyle. So he was saying people, he was setting an example like people go and have food and they start sweating immediately eating those spicy food. So brain is actually signaling you through the sweat saying that my God, I'm not ready. I don't identify this food. I'm not ready to process it. Please stop it. So it sweats. The whole body starts sweating, face starts, but still people keep eating it and relishing, saying that wow, wow, what a nice food. So that kind of unconscious way of living lifestyle we are in now, right now. People are not identifying the body signals.
Yeah. See, and I'll tell you my own experience. I used to love
Mm,
green chilies. Would
mm,
pick up from everybody's plate, and because even the children would take it out, I would take it in, and I would eat all the green chilies because I used to enjoy that. Because it
me
is
too.
not natural for our body to eat chilies, but
Mm,
it is an acquired taste where it is a negative feeling, but yet we enjoy it. It's kind of gives you intensity. But now I cannot handle. I just cannot have
yes.
chilies.
Mm. But here in HQ, during the uh, during that course, we studied like green chili is better than dry chili.
Yeah, definitely. See, when you are making a choice, which one, even in our house, we use green chilies. But
Mm.
I'm talking about eating it extremely
Eating it like
Hmm.
a
as
lot.
an individual.
See, even that I can eat, but it depends how hot it is. But
Uh,
I earlier I would enjoy it. Now I avoid it.
mm.
Kolhapuri style it is, no, of having very spicy food.
Yeah, with pav bhaji, they give that. Vada pav, vada pav, they give a chili.
So due to the expulsion of wind after burping, the stomach reduces to its original size and thus it regains its full strength. So that is why you have to wait till your stomach has regained its full strength before you even think of putting something into it. Remember, we talked about different kinds of burps?
Yes,
Hmm.
I
Yes.
wanted to give you feedback on that.
Please tell.
The past 10 days after the class, now I'm observing. I very rarely get that burp, which you mentioned. Maybe before that only I'm stopping, I think so. Eating.
Hunger burp or your satiety burp?
A satiety.
Okay.
Like while eating, you said you get one burp signal, right? That says that, okay, you're
That
enough, you can stop it.
Yes.
So I notice in my family when they are eating, like, they burp two, three times.
They go on. Yeah.
So I have not told anything. I'm
Yeah.
just keeping it to myself.
Yes. So it can be a very gentle thing, but you notice it.
Yeah, it is gentle. That's what, even for me,
You need to
I just
stop.
got a small burp. Like one day I had meals. So then after the first serving, when I was finishing, before I could take the second serving, I did a small burp. Then I said, okay, let me stop it.
Mm. Yeah.
That was very nice thing we learned.
Yeah. Any questions on this, Sapna? Yeah, you have been very silent on elimination.
Ji, Rachna ji.
Any
Sorry, I
question?
was in the kitchen. Hanji.
Any questions?
No,
On
not really. I had a few, but I wanted to put them down thoroughly. I'll put it on the group.
yeah, please do. Please do. I would love to answer and clarify.
Yeah.
Okay.
One was on the cancer when you said cancer multiplies, and the other understanding is cancer is just toxic toxin being.
Accumulated in certain cells.
So I had a few questions. Yes, I'll write them down.
Cancer is not just the physical toxins.
I agree with that.
It is more of the emotional stress also. Suppressed
From what my experiences like in life has been, a certain type of relation cancer related to a certain type of emotion is what I've repeatedly experienced in my relatives.
yes.
And I so truly, I never believed that, but I so truly believe it now. My question to you was about cancer cells repeatedly multiply.
Yes.
There are two lines of thought on that.
Mhm.
That it does not happen that way. It's just toxemia being accumulated in tumors, and it's the inflammation that's irritating the cells around, and that's how they morph into some certain kind of thing. And the other is that the regular doctrine about the allopaths. This is what the allopaths say, that the cancer cells multiply and then they spread all over the body and this and that and that. So I was wondering when you said that line,
Which line?
that cancer cells multiply and spread.
Yeah. Okay. So, see, what happens? What is an autoimmune disease? When the body is confused itself, which is the good cell, which is the bad cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Actually, to counter this, again, there is a new line of thought in naturopathy and natural hygiene that there is no autoimmune itself.
yeah, nee, that's what I'm saying. So, I'm talking about allopathies only.
Yeah,
And
allopathy.
what they
Okay.
say, right? That is
Hmm.
what they say, that body is not able to understand. But basically, everything is a survival mode.
It's a
Every
healing process.
Yeah, it is the body is moving, the life is taking you towards health
Mm-hmm.
because there is excessive of toxins, both, as I said, in the gross body and in the subtle body,
True.
in the form of suppressed emotions. The
Mm-hmm.
moment you change that, everything can be reversed.
True.
So we don't need to know what is the cell, what is the multiplication happening, what is autoimmune disease, what is any of these fundas, we don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to do the right thing. We have to align ourselves with the nature. We have to eliminate at every level, physical level, mental level, emotional level, and spiritual level. Find a balance, and life will be a healthy life.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share a very beautiful article I was reading about because then when we are writing the content for the subsequent things, so I come across a lot of things, research. So this guy who was told that he will not live for any more days. He has got very few days. He says, I thought if I have acquired this, I can also get rid of this problem. So he says,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it is my emotions which are causing me. They said there's no cure for your disease. He says, I started watching some comedy movies and, laughing. And I realized that I was getting better. So I made an effort to be happy in different ways. And
Mm.
that itself healed me.
True.
So emotions, laughing, socializing, talking to people, doing the things what your heart says, these are the things that will heal you. I've also seen people eating all the right things and yet having all the diseases. I'm counseling a girl right now who has been working with Well Cure for last 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got all the diseases. She says, I cannot tell them that I'm started taking medication again. But she's eating all those juices, she's having only fruits, she's having only salads, but yet she's got all the problems. So it is not about just food, what you eat, it is
True.
emotional state. I
I feel it is more of emotion rather than a food.
It is. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference. See, like I used to talk about this. What drives you? Whatever you're doing, what is driving you? What is the underlying emotion that is driving you? Is it fear or it is love? You might be doing the same thing. You all must be eating salads and doing your sunbathing and doing everything. But what is driving you? The enjoyment of eating the salads, enjoyment of sitting in the sun, or fear that if I don't do it, I'll get some disease. The outcome will be different because where it is starting will decide where it will end. There is a difference between control and connectedness. We are not connecting with our bodies. We are controlling because I've heard this is good, so I have to control my body and just put everything in my body. That is control. Listen to the organism that you are. Listen to this body. How is this body communicating to you? It always talks in whispers. Listen to those whispers. If you don't listen to the whispers, it will scream with diseases. And cancer is a very, very shrill scream because we do not listen to the whispers of the body for a very long, long time.
It's a very beautiful book called When the Body Says No by Dr. Gaber Mate.
Can you
I'll
share
share
the
a few
name
things
on the
from
group? Can you share the name on the group so that everybody will have
yeah,
it?
and I had gone and I found some very key insights in that book.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's also a video on YouTube.
Share the name and the links,
I'll
Sapna.
do that.
So,
I'll
can
do
you
that.
share what is the gist in this book?
It is about the same thing that you need to get in touch with your body. Your body will tell you what it
Exactly.
can accept and not accept, and there is a
Yes.
limit to it. What it
Yes.
accepts,
Absolutely.
and then that turns into, or he's essentially what would you say, a mind reader, a mind whisperer now, what he calls himself.
Mhm.
So he does a whole lot of that, and he has a whole lot of videos, but I don't really, because he is, after all, an allopath. Quite a lot of what he says
Mhm.
resonates with what we on our lines of thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Mind
I'll share that.
made
I'll
good.
share
Yeah.
that.
So your digestion, your elimination, your creativity, everything starts from your mind.
Yeah, I think so. We forget to give that silent moment in this busy thing. Where
Very
all the time we kind of we feel that okay, if we are doing something, we are living. we don't give the time to rewind and be
Mm.
quietness, even at least for 5 minutes,
That's very
to be
necessary to
quiet.
spend time in silence.
Yeah, it's
With
very
pause.
difficult. Okay, they can't, like, even if we sit for meditation, it's like the mind is always working.
Actually,
Mm.
what I find useful is whenever you have to start a work, whatever you're going to start with two things. One is silence, other is sip of water.
Mm. Yes. So usually for me, silence is, of course, meditation I will do. Next best thing is my art.
Yeah,
I just get into kind of artwork. So it makes me silent because I'm engaged with that mentally. And like it's like wholesome.
true.
My whole thing is there. So that's very important to rewind, whatever, whether you're cooking, gardening, or even just
That is why
singing, humming.
Guruji keeps talking about passion.
Yes. Even humming, like I have noticed that if suddenly I get kind of a low feeling and disturbed, I start humming for myself,
Good.
trying to divert the
Yes.
thoughts. And I've of late learned like to be away from that and see, okay, like a picture. You're happening, okay, happen. You handle it. I handled it all these time. Enough is enough. You handle it. If you can't handle, then you come to me. I don't want to get involved. Enough is enough. I've told everything.
Yeah.
I rather would stay with the feeling.
Sorry?
I would rather stay with the feeling
Feeling of kind?
and whatever it is, good,
Yeah.
bad, ugly, whatever we tend to label, we'll tend to label anything and everything with words
Mm.
rather than feeling them. And then, once you feel them, you become aware. They come into your consciousness and they just pass.
Yes. To deal with
And
it,
there, that
you
is
have a
exactly what,
closure.
yeah, it is a closure then.
Yes.
And it comes to a beautiful closure. Yes, of course, you need to be mindful of if you're getting stuck in the rut. And then you will become aware of that too, that why are we getting stuck in the rut? There could be n number of reasons. It's not just your thought or your mind. N
Mm.
number of reasons that you're stuck in that cycle, and how to break through, your body will tell you. You just
Mm.
need to listen to your body, and more than listen to your body, be in your body.
See, when we talk about elimination, it is also about, letting go of some fixed prejudices, some ideas, some thoughts and emotions. That is what that silence does. It brings
Mm-hmm.
clarity to the mind.
Mm-hmm.
The suppressed emotions, they rise up when you are silent. And then you are able to deal with them in silence
Mm-hmm.
and see it in the proper light and let it go. As you said, allow it to pass.
Yeah.
So that is also elimination. So that is why we need silence to remove all the suppressed emotions.
Mm-hmm. Also, it is only in silence that we become aware of our own body's reactions and what is actually going
Absolutely.
on in every
Yes.
aspect of our being.
Yes.
There's too much chatter happening around you. Really would ignore a pain, or or really feel it, or try to balm it out. That is what I call it.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Then we will meet
Right.
again
Thank you.
next Tuesday, and I will try to club two topics there because we have little less time, so two less weeks. But I'll club it together and make it interesting thing, and so that we are planning to have the convocation on 23rd of December. We have to finish the course before that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Any questions that come to your mind, please put it on the group. I would love to answer and clarify.
Ji.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you, Rachna ji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.